More than 12 months after Kate first announced that she had cancer to the world, we've actually gotten our first look at just how difficult last year had been.
The cancer journey is complex, scary, and unpredictable for everyone.
And I will start by saying, we had glimpses into that because she'd released video messages, for example, when she finished up her chemotherapy treatment last September, and she talked about how challenging and scary and uncertain that period had been for her family. And as anyone that knows that has gone through cancer or knows someone who's gone through cancer, it is, of course, a harrowing experience. And so we understood that to begin with. But the palace has been so tight-lipped on the specifics of Kate's journey, and rightly so, because she, of course, deserves her privacy like anyone else. But this new article that emerged on the Mail by the royal editor Rebecca English has really shown us just how hard things got last year. The phrase serious is used in there, but more critically, and the part that a lot of people are focused on, is the quote from an insider saying that she's fortunate to have survived and to even be talking about recovery. Now, that again is a sort of a touching upon the whole bigger conversation of actually taking stock of your life and realizing that when you have cancer, you do have to face your mortality in a way that you probably haven't before. And it was quite grim for a lot of people to read that, and for all of us who have followed it all along, and we've seen Kate pop up, and whenever she does, she looks great and she looks happy, and we know that she must be feeling relief that she can take part in these engagements again, and because she's in remission, we found out early this year. But once again, that article just really shows us that 6-month block from when she announced that she had cancer in March to when she said that her chemotherapy treatment had been completed, which was in September, in that 6 months there, it's really painted a bit more of a picture of just how difficult things had gotten for her. And as well, even with the specific reference in there, you may recall that at Tripping the Colour last year, that was just a couple of months after she'd revealed her diagnosis, and it was the first time we saw her that year from then. And she emerged with the royal family, and everyone was so happy to see her. She did the carriage procession down the Mall wearing the white and black outfit, and a big smile on her face, looked fantastic. And what we know now is that underneath that Jenny Packham dress, she had a port, which is something that is inserted to help with medications for people that are going through chemotherapy treatment. So that was underneath her dress, and that's something a lot of people can relate to. But it just shows you that beyond that big smile, beyond that happy image that we were getting at that point, there was some dark stuff going on behind the scenes. And it is a big relief to see that she's come through it, but it is that reminder. And that comes specifically after what happened at Royal Ascot, where after it seemingly going strength to strength and going through all these royal engagements, and we always knew she'd have a gradual return to work. That was very much the messaging from the palace, but we have seen her more and more, and this is a particularly busy period for the royals in the UK. And so after being at Trooping the Colour, I was standing just meters behind her for that ceremony, and again, she looked fantastic, she looked relaxed, she looked well. That was on a really hot day here. It was about 28 degrees, and then a couple of days later, she was at the Order of the Garter ceremony with a similar situation in terms of the heat. 2 days after that, I was at Royal Ascot, where she had been widely briefed that she was going to appear in the carriage procession with the royals, which is with the King and the Queen and her husband, Prince William. 20 minutes after that was briefed and had been reported, it emerged that she was no longer going to be taking part in that. And at the time, the line that had been shared around was that she was trying to find that work-life balance. But what we know now is just it's a reminder. She's obviously okay. Her mother was actually at Ascot that day, as was William. They looked relaxed and happy. That's the biggest indication that things, that obviously she's doing okay behind the scenes, which is great. But it was that reminder that it has been a huge, gruelling year and a bit for Kate, and things aren't necessarily just back to normal. It's a harrowing experience.
Doing what I can to stay cancer-free is now my focus. Although I have finished chemotherapy, my path to healing and full recovery is long, and I must continue to take each day as it comes. I am, however, looking forward to being back at work. Despite all that's gone before, I enter this new phase of recovery with a renewed sense of hope and appreciation of life.
Thank you very much, everybody. I will let you carry on your party.